what's really cool about Freedom by Design is that you're able to, do something outside of studio so that you're able to actually work on a real project and have real results so that at the end of the project you're not just creating models and drawings, but something that gets built and used and appreciated. And so I think that relationship of design and build, that you can see the whole process as a student all at once, I think is really important. So.
Uptown Baptist Church approached us asking for basically signage, saying that they have a floor plan that's a little bit confusing, and for new people approaching the building or walking through the building, it might be a little bit difficult to find their way. So what we did was approach the problem architecturally, thinking as someone from the perspective of the first time walking through the building, giving them basically directories, location signs, and a way of getting around the building that would be easy.
It's, I think, one of the strongest projects that there are existing within AIAS right now, because it allows us to not only think of design as studio and something kind of abstract as it can tend to be, but you have that hands-on experience. You're able to work with a client, and the restraints of that are real, but at the same time it kind of allows you to be a bit more liberal, because in most instances you're working with a client who is willing to kind of let you imagine things in your own way, and so it gives you a bit more freedom in that aspect.
Incredibly successful in terms of kind of the quality of the final output. I think the students in that particular project were also able to learn something beyond the simple kind of making of the signage, in sort of trying to understand the architectural ramifications of a building that actually requires that kind of signage. So I think beyond the actual kind of experience of working with a client, I would imagine that the group also learned quite a bit about when signage is needed, why it's needed, and perhaps how to avoid actually having to kind of come back and do retrofit work like this to do wayfinding in a building.
I don't know how much they give, but whatever funds are given to continue to enable and empower the students to do this kind of thing, I want to say on behalf of our congregation, thank you very much for that investment. And certainly there's a big heart of thanks for the students who put in the work to do this, and we want to say thanks and keep up the good work.